Drug quality control. Assay of magnesium sulfate injection. Magnesium sulfate injection is a sterile solution of magnesium sulfate heptahydrate in water for injection, and the compendium tolerance limit for the magnesium sulfate ampoule, as stated in the pharmacopoeia, is from 95% to 105% of the stated amount. The identification test. The identification test will be for the magnesium ions and for the sulfate ions. For the magnesium ions will be done in two ways, either by adding 2 ml of the injection solution and add 1 ml of 6 molar ammonia. A white precipitate will be formed, which can be dissolved in 1 ml of ammonium chloride solution, or by adding 2 ml of the injection solution to 1 ml of disodium hydrogen phosphate solution. A white crystalline precipitate will be formed. The identification test for the sulfate portion is done by adding 5 ml of the injection solution to 1 ml of diluted hydrochloric acid, 1 ml of barium chloride solution. A white crystalline precipitate will be formed. The assay test will be done by complex formation titration. The reagents used are 0.05 molar disodium edetate, the titrant which will be used for the titration. In this titration is done in a pH 10.9, so ammonia buffer will be used. This ammonia buffer is prepared by dissolving 6.75 gram of ammonia chloride in ammonia and dilute it to 100 ml with the same solvent, which is ammonia. Eriochrome plaque T, the indicator which will be used. This indicator is prepared by mixing 1 gram of eriochrome plaque T with 99 gram of disodium chloride. The glassware used are a pipette, pipette with bulb 10 ml, and elementary flask. The reagent which will be used in the titration: 0.05 molar disodium edetate, diluted solution of magnesium ampoule, and eriochrome plaque. We will dilute a volume containing 1.25 gram of magnesium sulfate heptahydrate to 10 ml with water. Then we will transfer 10 ml of this diluted solution to an elementary flask and add 5 ml of ammonia buffer to have a pH 10.9, which is suitable for the titration, and titrate it with 0.05 molar disodium edetate as an titrant, and we will use eriochrome plaque T as an indicator. After adding of all these components, the color will be with pink tint. The end point is the change of this pink tint to a blue color. We will add in the elementary flask 10 ml of diluted solution of magnesium sulfate ampoule and 5 ml of ammonium chloride buffer with a pH 10.9 and 2 drops of eriochrome plaque T, and we will put in the pipette 0.05 molar disodium edetate. The color will be with a pink color, and this pink color will change to a sky blue. The first change to the sky blue is the end. This is the color of the pink tint beginning of the titration. In this video, we will show the steps of the titration. As shown in this video, titration will begin by opening the pipette and shaking well after each point added from the titrant to the analyte in the flask. Titration will continue until the pink shade will change to a sky blue color. The first change to the blue color is the end point. When we reach to this blue color, we will stop immediately the pipette and then take the end point. Important notification to know is there is a purple color will appear just before the appearance of the blue color, which indicates that the endpoint is very near. So at this point we had to slow down we will slow down the purette, and this is the color of the blue color which appear indicate the endpoint. This is the blue color which appear. The first blue color is the endpoint, and this is in. We get the endpoint, so we want to calculate the concentration. The pharmacopoeia states that each ml of 0.05 molar of disodium acetate is equivalent to 12.32 milligram of magnesium sulfate heptahydrate. This means that we get the pharmacopoeia give us the equivalence, which is equal to 12.32 milligram per ml. But in the equation of the concentration, we use the equivalence in gram per ml. So we have to convert the equivalence from milligram per ml to gram per ml by dividing it over 1000. So the equivalence which will be used will be equal 12.32 over 1000 gram per ml. And then we will calculate the concentration, and the concentration which we will obtain will be compared to the reference standard concentration, which is 1.25 gram %. Equation of the concentration, percent concentration, equal the endpoint multiplied by the equivalence multiplied by 100 over the volume taken. The endpoint we get it from the purette, and the equivalence equal to 12.32 divided by 1000 in gram per ml, to have its unit in gram per ml, and the volume taken equal to 10. So after calculation of the concentration, this obtained concentration is called the practical concentration. So we will use this practical concentration to calculate the percent recovery. The percent recovery equals to C practical, which you obtained from the previous equation, multiplied by 100 divided by C theoretical, which is the reference standard concentration, which is 1.25 gram %. So the obtained concentration from the previous concentration is called C practical. We will divide it by C theoretical, which is 1.25 gram, and multiply it by 100 to obtain the percent recovery. This percent recovery, we will compare it to the compendial tolerance limit. If it's between 95% to 105%, this means that the dosage form is confirming. If it's out of the range, this means that the dosage form will be non-confirming. Then we will complete the certificate of analysis, the product name, the manufacturer name, the batch number which is written on the dosage form, the manufacturer date, the expiry date, the active ingredient and its concentration, and the analytical results, which is the description for the dosage form, the identification test for the magnesium ampule, for the magnesium portion and for the sulfate portion, and the assay. There is no limit test. The assay by complex for the principle is complex formation titration, and that we will put our results, and the compendial tolerance, which is from 95% to 105%. If our result is inside the compendial tolerance limit, this means that our conclusion that the dosage form are confirming. If it's out of the range, this means that our dosage form will be non-confirming, and we will put our name and our signature. Thank you. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask me.